When you're looking at your reports, it's always helpful to know not just what the data says, what's working, what's not, what's happening in your program right now, but how are you actually tracking against those goals to make sure that by the time you get to the end of this year, that you are hitting all of those targets that you set at the start of the year. That's why we've built in goal tracking directly into these reports. So where I'm at is I'm in Insights. I've clicked into my overall program performance report, and now I'm on the goal tracking tab. And you can see we've plugged in some different goals in here where you can see how this organization is progressing in terms of their revenue, their number of donors, the number of donations against their set targets on a monthly basis. This can be really helpful to keep a good eye on how are we doing so far and what might we need to change or try or test as we move forward into the year to try to improve our results. I want to briefly show you how to start setting some of these goals. When you first log in, you won't see all these numbers here. You'll see an option to go set some goals. So I'm going to click on our Edit Goals button here. You're going to see something that looks like this, a little bit of information about setting your goals, and you'll see various options of how to set them. What I want to show you first is this, your goal visibility. You have various options inside of your goal setting to set goals just for you or to set goals that are publicly available to everyone else inside of your organization. That way, you can have your own targets for you that might be above what you're setting for your team or for your organization, but then you can have those organization-wide goals that are a bit more visible to everyone else on the team. I'm going to go ahead and set some individual goals. Now, you can come right in here and click into the table and edit these numbers as much as you'd like. But oftentimes what happens when we're setting our goals for our fundraising program is we set a goal for the year, and then we divide it by 12, and then we plug it in, and we say we've got to get this many donors every month and this much revenue. But as you well know, fundraising doesn't normally work like that. There's ebbs and flows, and there's seasons where we see a lot more giving activity, especially as it relates to the year-end season during the last 45 days of the year. So what we really want to do, one of the best ways to set these goals is to click this Quick Set Goals button. What it will allow you to do is set some targets, whether it's by fiscal year, looking at historical averages, or actually setting a goal saying we need to start slow and ramp up our progress. Both of these methods are a little bit more complex, or a little bit more intelligent, I should say, than just dividing by 12. Historical average is going to look at all of your performance data up to this point. Avid is going to understand where do donors and revenue typically come in during the year, and we're going to spread out your goals to match with the ebbs and flows of the seasonality of your giving program. Start easier, ramp up growth. Again, this starts small, especially if you're trying something new, setting an aggressive goal, knowing we're going to make some progress early on, but we're going to really start to see that growth, or we expect to see the big growth happen later in the year. That's what this distribution method is going to help you with, so that again, it's not just a divide by 12 type of goal. So you can enter your numbers here. We'll just make up a few numbers. Let's say our goal this year is we want to get to $5 million in revenue, and we think that we need, we'll say 12,000 new donors, and we want to get an estimated 20,000 total gifts. We'll hit apply goals, and now it will take that information, do some calculations for you behind the scenes, and start to plug those goals in. All that I have to do now is click save. And when I click save, it's going to take all that information, reapply those goals to my numbers here, and now I can start tracking exactly what's happening on a monthly basis, comparing the performance of my program to the goals that I have set to make sure I get to the end of the year and achieve those goals in order to have the best impact for our organization possible. So take some time to come into this report, click on goal tracking, enter those goals you have for the year, and start to see how you are pacing along those targets.